Assalamu alaikum. So the topic is fiscal policy. When we study fiscal policy, there are a few things that we need to understand. First one is the budget. What is basically the budget? Budget is the forecasted earning and expenses of the government. So if I outline it, I would say that we have revenue and we have expenses. The government decides where they are going to spend the money that they already have. Those that money can be in the reserves, that money can be in their state bank, that money can be. Every country has reserves. There's hardly any country like Pakistan who doesn't have anything and then they are making budgets. We don't deserve to make budgets because we are भिखारी. हम भीख मांग के अपने एक्सपेंसेस पूरे करते हैं, तो दूसरे कंट्रीज के साथ बेसिकली ऐसा नहीं होता है. गवर्नमेंट फोरकास्ट करती है कि रेवेन्यू कितना आएगा, एक्सपेंसेस कितना होगा. एक्सपेंस किस चीज़ में हो सकता है? इंपोर्ट्स में हो सकता है. एक्सपेंस और किस चीज़ में हो सकता है? पब्लिक स्पेंडिंग में हो सकता है, यानी कि ऑन इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, ऑन कंस्ट्रक्टिंग ब्रिजेस, रोड्स. एंड दूसरी स्पेंडिंग जो पब्लिक स्पेंडिंग में ही आती है वो हाउसिंग इम्प्रूव करने के लिए हो सकता है, मेडिकल एंड एजुकेशन के अंदर हो सकता है. और एक्सपेंसेस किधर हो सकता है? इन ब्रिंगिंग इन न्यू टेक्नोलॉजी हो सकता है. ठीक है ना. तो this is what expenses of the government are. But where does the revenue come from? Revenue comes from exports. Revenue comes from duties that you earn when you are allowing others to export to your country. Then it comes from taxes, direct and indirect both. Now, once the government has hisab kitab of how much revenue do they have and how many expenses they will have, then they outline where they want to spend the money. From where do basically how much they want to spend and how much they will earn. That forecast is called budget, right? And the government, while making budgets, they are deciding how will they earn and how will they use it. If they see that the expenses are more than revenue, then they decide from where to finance these expenses, because expenses are also necessary. जैसे हमारा घर होता है, उसके अंदर हम देख रहे होते हैं कि ये ज़रूरी चीज़ें हैं, उसके लिए पैसा चाहिए. अगर नहीं है तो उसके लिए किसी से उधार लेना पड़ेगा, लेकिन लेना पड़ेगा. ठीक है ना. ऑल राइट. देन also, when we talk about expenses or expenditure, then government spending is a part of aggregate demand in the economy and well-being of the economy as well. Okay? Public spending के अंदर अगर ज़्यादा इसको elaborate करें तो we can talk about electricity, we can talk about defense, we can talk about government salaries, pensions, subsidies, etc. Now, the question is, why does the government need to spend anything at all? Government needs to spend stuff for certain reasons. Number one is to supply goods and services to the private sector. To supply goods and services that the private sector does not supply. For example, public goods which include street lights, defense, etc. Also, the government spends money why government spends money. They spend money to supply public goods such as street lights. Second, to improve supply by providing subsidy Next is to reduce negative externality. What is an externality? Impact on the society. Negative externality, uh, negative impact on the society, such as pollution controls. Next is to subsidize industries. Which industries? Either core industries or the industries that have the potential to grow. Next, the government needs money to redistribute income. Administration policies are expensive. You need people, you need proper software, you need proper infrastructure to redistribute income. Tax money जो आएगा उसको जब redistribute करेंगे, of course by increasing public spending, उसके लिए आपको proper infrastructure चाहिए होता है. Sometimes the government injects capital in the economy टू एड इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ, यानी अपनी तरफ से एक अच्छा प्रोजेक्ट गवर्नमेंट लगाती है एंड उसमें फैसिलिटेट करती है लोगों को दैट दे कैन ग्रो. ठीक है ना. अब गवर्नमेंट जो है वो इन सब में पैसा लगाती तो है, लेकिन इसका इम्पैक्ट क्या होता है और ये क्यों ज़रूरी है, इसको चले. इसका इम्पैक्ट ये होता है कि सबसे पहले आपका इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ होती है, प्रोडक्टिविटी एंड ग्रोथ बढ़ता है, बिकॉज इफ द गवर्नमेंट इज स्पेंडिंग ऑन पब्लिक गुड्स एंड मेरिट गुड्स इट कैन लीड टू increase productivity in the long run. Also, spending money by the government in welfare schemes can reduce inequality. However, too much spending from government can cause crowding out of private sector investments. It means private investments will reduce if government spending in financing the projects increases. This is not a good policy, but to some extent the government needs to inject money into the economy. The government does that to balance the budget. ठीक है, spending and revenue को balance करने के लिए होता है. Secondly, the aim of government is to achieve a budget surplus, means a condition where revenue is always greater than expenditure, right? When you can have some savings as well and money to reinvest. But if your expenditure is greater than your revenue, of course you are going to be in a budget deficit, right? Okay, then we have, I'll explain national debt later. Let's see when does it occur here in the text. National debt चलो मैं बता ही देती हूँ. National debt होता क्या है? National debt is the amount the government has borrowed over time to do what? Of course, to finance the expenditure. Expenditure कब होगा? जब आपके पास पैसे होंगे. पैसे नहीं होंगे तो पैसे कहीं से लेने पड़ेंगे. जो पैसे आप लेंगे दैट विल बी द नेशनल डेट, क्योंकि आपने इकोनॉमी चलाने के लिए वो पैसा लिया है. दैट इज व्हाई इट इज कॉल्ड नेशनल डेट. नेक्स्ट वी हैव द गवर्नमेंट ऑल्सो स्पेंड्स मनी टू पे ऑन द नेशनल डेट. क्यों? आपने जब पैसा लिया है किसी से तो आप उसको वापस भी करोगे. जब आप पैसा वापस करोगे तो दैट विल बी काउंटेड एज एक्सपेंडिचर. ठीक है ना. इसको वापस करना आपको कंडीशंस होती हैं आपको डेट वापस करने की. ऑफ कोर्स यू हैव टू पे इंटरेस्ट. आपने कोई भी लोन लिया है, अब वो नेशनल लेवल पे लिया है या इंडिविजुअल लेवल पे लिया है, आपको वो पे बैक करना होगा और उस पे आपको इंटरेस्ट चार्ज होगा. ठीक है ना. गवर्नमेंट स्पेंडिंग कैन बी a powerful government measure to reduce national debt. दिस इज बिकॉज ऑफ द मल्टीप्लायर इफेक्ट। ठीक है, मल्टीप्लायर इफेक्ट ऑफ गवर्नमेंट स्पेंडिंग क्या होता है? मल्टीप्लायर इफेक्ट सिर्फ स्पेंडिंग का नहीं, बहुत सारी चीज़ों का भी होता है। आप अपनी ज़िंदगी में भी अपनी छोटी छोटी हैबिट्स का, छोटे छोटे स्ट्रैटेजीज का, टैक्टिक्स का मल्टीप्लायर इफेक्ट देखोगे। मल्टीप्लायर इफेक्ट का मतलब है final impact on the aggregate demand, in this case aggregate demand being greater than the initial change, जिसको हम कहते हैं ना, कतरा कतरा मिलके दरिया बनता है। इनिशियली जब गवर्नमेंट स्पेंडिंग करती है टू इंक्रीज एग्रीगेट डिमांड, हम पीछे देख चुके हैं कि एग्रीगेट डिमांड बढ़ाई जाती है। When government starts spending to increase aggregate demand, the initial change in demand is small, but over a period of time, the initial change in demand, the aggregate change in demand is high. Let's have a look at the example. For example, if government raised its expenditure by 20 million, government spending is part of aggregate demand, which will increase aggregate demand. If the government increases the expenditure by 20 million, final raise in the country's income, expenditure and output would be greater, because जो aggregate demand होती है that includes investment, government expenditure, household expenses which is from consumer, and net exports, right? So aggregate demand या final impact is greater than the impact of government spending only. हम तो aggregate impact को देख रहे होते, ठीक है ना? So aggregate impact will be greater because those who benefit from the extra 20 million may themselves spend 16 million, right? Why they will spend? Of course, when the government is spending 20 million as government expenditure in, say, improving roads or providing certain facilities, it's providing employment as well. Suppose अगर government ने ये 20 million housing में लगाए हैं, तो हाउसिंग में कैसे लगाए हैं 20 मिलियन? ऑफ कोर्स लोगों को एम्प्लॉय किया है टू बिल्ड द हाउसेस, एम्प्लॉय किया है तो ये पैसे लोगों के ही पास गए हैं, ठीक है ना? एज सैलरीज बढ़ गई हैं तो स्टैंडर्ड ऑफ लिविंग बढ़ गया है, स्टैंडर्ड ऑफ लिविंग बढ़ा है तो उन्होंने कुछ स्पेंड भी किया है, स्पेंड किया है तो 16 मिलियन गवर्नमेंट के पास वापस आ गए हैं और 4 मिलियन लोगों के पास चले गए, विच इन टर्न वो स्पेंड होंगे या सेव होके कहीं लगेंगे, किसी अच्छे कॉज में इस्तेमाल हो जाएंगे, ठीक है ना? अब 16 मिलियन इन टर्न दोज हु रिसीव द 16 मिलियन गवर्नमेंट के पास आए या लोगों के पास आए, ठीक है? दे मे स्पेंड 13 मिलियन एंड सो ऑन, ठीक है? इफ द एक्सपेंडिचर कंटिन्यूज टू राइज, total spending, income and output will also rise. Final increase in expenditure is 5 times greater than the initial rise. ठीक है, इसकी कैलकुलेशन की डिटेल्स में हमें नहीं जाना है, but it's just explaining that the final increase in expenditure is 5 times greater than the initial rise. Initial rise was 20 million, which was injected by the government in the economy. This is called the multiplier effect. इसका एक और आपको मैं एग्जाम्पल दे देती हूँ फ्रॉम योर रूटीन लाइफ, तो आपको इससे एक you will be able to relate properly. होता क्या है कि when you start developing a habit of waking up early, इनिशियली क्या होता है, हमें लगता है दिन ज़ाया हो रहा है। जो लोग घर में रहते हैं, जैसे कि मैं हूँ, आई वर्क फ्रॉम होम, तो इफ़ आई वेक अप अर्ली मुझे गुस्सा आता है, एंड आई से दैट आई एम वेस्टिंग माई इंटायर डे इन हेडेक्स एंड फीलिंग हंग्री एंड फीलिंग लेथार्जिक। लेकिन जब आपको आदत हो जाती है, जब आप एक दिन उठेंगे, आप थोड़ा सा यानी कि 15 मिनट ज़्यादा काम कर पाएंगे, लेकिन जब आपको आदत हो जाएगी ना, तो वो 15 मिनट करते 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 एक दिन आएगा कि यू विल बी एबल टू डू 2 hours ऑफ मोर वर्क. सो फाइनल राइज इज वे मोर देन 15 minutes. ठीक है ना, तो मल्टीप्लायर इफेक्ट इसको कहते हैं. देन वी हैव रीजंस फॉर levying tax. Tax is the major form of earning of government. ठीक है. The aim of taxation बेसिकली हमें ये लगता भी है और ये फैक्ट भी है दैट टैक्स इज द मेजर फॉर्म ऑफ अर्निंग for the government, and this is the money that the government spends as government expenditure. That's the key aim of taxation, to raise money to be spent on people in various countries. Tax revenue is also the major source of government earning, as I have said. There are, however, other aims as well. But before that, let's understand what is tax. इसमें बुक में इतनी ज़्यादा डिटेल नहीं दी हुई है, लेकिन मैं आपको थोड़ा सा डिटेल में समझाऊंगी कि टैक्स बेसिकली होता क्या है. अच्छा, बहुत सारी डिटेल इसमें दी हुई है. चलो अच्छी बात है फिर तो. चलें जी, सबसे पहले तो टैक्स होता क्या है. Government can earn revenue through interest on government bonds and loans, incomes from fines and penalties, income from public property, dividends and profit on government establishment, etc. is the form of income for the government, but taxes are a compulsory payment made to the government by all people in the economy, and there are certain reasons for levying tax. ठीक है, levying tax. What does levy mean? The word levy means impose a tax. ठीक है, levy का मतलब होता है impose tax. So reason क्या होता है कि tax impose किया जाता है. There are certain reasons for which taxes are imposed. Number one, it's the source of revenue for the government. If the government, because the government has expenditures also that they have to spend money in public spending, they need some revenue, and the main source of revenue for government is taxes. People pay taxes knowing that it is required to fund their own collective welfare. It doesn't happen in countries like Pakistan and India, but it does happen in countries like USA, UK and the developed world. Number two is to redistribute income from rich to poor. Okay, so governments levy taxes from those who earn higher incomes and people who have a lot of wealth, and this same income is then used to fund the welfare schemes for poor. Next is to discourage consumption or reduce consumption of demerit goods. What are demerit goods? Demerit goods are the ones that are not good for you, such as alcohol, tobacco, cigarettes, etc. And really high taxes imposed on demerit goods to discourage their consumption. However, demand for demerit goods is normally price inelastic. That is why increase in price does not impact the consumption of demerit goods to that extent which we think itna impact पड़ेगा, right? दूसरा ये है जिस जो टैक्स डिस्करेजमेंट के लिए इस्तेमाल होता है टू रिड्यूस कंजम्पशन ऑफ प्रोडक्शन consumption and production of demerit goods, that tax is called excise duty. कौन सी ड्यूटी कहलाता है? एक्साइज ड्यूटी कहलाता है. Excise duty is the tax imposed on demerit goods to discourage its production and consumption both. ठीक है ना? To protect home industry. In certain cases, taxes are imposed to protect home industry. होम इंडस्ट्री का क्या मतलब है? इंडस्ट्रीज इन योर ओन कंट्री। अपनी इंडस्ट्री को बचाने के लिए कौन सा टैक्स लगाया जाता है भाई? टैक्सेस आर लेविड बेसिकली ऑन फॉरेन गुड्स। टैक्स लेविड ऑन फॉरेन गुड्स, उससे क्या होगा? फॉरेन गुड्स महंगे हो जाएंगे और उसका इम्पैक्ट होम इंडस्ट्री पे कैसे पड़ेगा? होम इंडस्ट्री कैसे प्रोटेक्ट होगी? व्हेन फॉरेन गुड्स एंटर डोमेस्टिक मार्केट they become expensive because they are heavily taxed, and the locally produced goods will be inexpensive or less expensive as compared to foreign good. This will enable domestic products to compete with foreign goods, given that domestic products have good quality as well. This tax on foreign goods is called custom duty. ठीक है, इसको कस्टम ड्यूटी कहलाती है ये। नेक्स्ट इज टू इन्फ्लुएंस इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटी और टू मैनेज द इकोनॉमी। Taxation is a tool for demand and supply, which we are going to discuss in the chapter later. When taxes are lowered, aggregate demand will increase. When taxes are lowered, then aggregate demand will increase, because lower taxes means expenditure will also increase, investment will also increase. ठीक है ना? टैक्स लो करने से इन्वेस्टमेंट कैसे इंक्रीज हो जाती है भाई? Because when taxes are lowered, people know that majority of their profits will stay with them and they wouldn't have to pay a lot to the government. That is why it increases aggregate demand as well as supply. When both of them increase, then of course supply also goes up. Aggregate supply goes up, aggregate demand goes up, the economic development also goes up. The economy starts facing a boom and growth. However, in high inflation period, the government will increase taxes, and an increase in taxes reduce aggregate demand. Why? Because investment goes down, right? Government will bring down the demand and also prices will come down. When things are not in demand but there is excessive supply in the market, which is surplus supply in the market, of course prices will come down, because people want to get rid of the inventory that they have. These are the reasons why government levies taxes. Now let's have a look at classification of taxes and what are taxes. The main categories of taxes are direct taxes, that are taxes on income and wealth of people. Income tax is a form of direct tax. This kind of tax, the burden of taxation falls directly on the person responsible for it. Means tax कौन पे करेगा? If I am earning, मैं खुद पे करूँगी. These are called direct taxes because firms or people are responsible to bear the burden of these taxes. And another form of tax is indirect tax. What is an indirect tax? These are taxes on goods and services sold. It is added to the price of goods and services and it is paid while purchasing the good. It's called indirect because it indirectly takes money as tax from the consumer expenditure. Right? Indirect taxation is done on the expenditure. Okay. Let's take an example. For example, most of the tax that government imposes on petrol is passed on by petrol companies to the customers, means it's an indirect tax. And indirect tax is imposed in form of higher prices. Why? Because अगर government ने कहा है कि 1 liter petrol पे we have 10 रुपीज़ का टैक्स और कंपनी जो है वो पेट्रोल बेचना चाहती है 90 रुपीज़ का, तो कंपनी अब उसको 100 रुपीज़ का बेचेगी, अपना 90 अपने पास रखेगी, अदर 10 जो है वो गवर्नमेंट को दे देगी इन फॉर्म ऑफ टैक्सेस। ठीक है ना। तो ये टैक्स पास्ड ऑन टू द कंज्यूमर होता है, मगर हर किस्म के गुड का टैक्स कंज्यूमर को पास ऑन नहीं किया जा सकता। टैक्स से होता क्या है बेसिकली, टैक्स से प्राइसेस गो अप। क्यों? सेलिंग प्राइस प्लस टैक्स हो जाता है ना, सेलिंग प्राइस प्लस टैक्स, प्राइसेस गो अप। महंगी चीज सिर्फ वही चीज खरीदी जाएगी द डिमांड फॉर विच इज प्राइस इन इलास्टिक। ठीक है, महंगी चीज वो चीज नहीं खरीदी जाएगी द प्राइस फॉर विच इज डिमांड इलास्टिक। क्यों डिमांड इलास्टिक? बहुत सारे सब्स्टिट्यूट्स अवेलेबल होंगे ना, तो जो चीज सस्ती पड़ रही होगी लोग वो खरीदेंगे, महंगी चीज कोई क्यों खरीदेगा। ठीक है ना। तो आपको ये एक फैक्टर भी देखना होता है। तो ये एक बात है कि हर किस्म का टैक्स जो है वो पास ऑन टू कंज्यूमर्स नहीं किया जा सकता। ठीक है। सो कमिंग बैक टू डायरेक्ट टैक्सेस, लेट्स ऑब्जर्व कि जी प्रोग्रेसिव टैक्सेस क्या होते हैं। ठीक है ना। प्रोग्रेसिव टैक्स जो होता है वो होता है, इट्स अ काइंड ऑफ टैक्स विच बर्डन्स लेट्स टॉक अबाउट प्रोग्रेसिव टैक्स। प्रोग्रेसिव का मतलब जो जितना ज़्यादा कमाएगा उतना ज़्यादा उसके ऊपर बर्डन होगा। यूजिंग प्रोग्रेसिव टैक्सेस द बर्डन इज मोर ऑन द रिच देन ऑन द पुअर। Rate of taxation increases as the income increases. जिसकी कम इनकम होगी उसके ऊपर कम टैक्स लगेगा। For example, a person who is earning above 100,000 a month will pay 20%, and if a person is earning 200,000 a month, this person will pay 25% tax. So, progressive tax is a kind of tax that is imposed to burden the rich. Next is regressive tax. It's not good for the economy because regressive tax puts burden on the poor. These taxes put burden of tax on the poor, and the rate of taxation falls as income increases. Tax is inversely proportional to income in regressive taxes, and in progressive taxes, tax is directly proportional to income. As income goes up, tax goes up. In regressive tax, as income goes up, tax goes down. As income comes down, tax comes up. This is a stupid kind of tax, but the question is, do countries impose this kind of tax? They do. How? Let's take an example. Example of regressive tax is GST, which is general sales tax, because everyone has to pay the same amount of tax when they are paying for the product, whether they are poor or whether they are rich. For example, GST on 1 kg of rice, GST per kg of rice is say $1 for a person who earns $500, and it's the same amount that a person who earns $50,000 a month. Both of them have to pay $1 tax. That is going to be, for a person who earns $500 per month, this is going to be a big percentage of their disposable income, whereas for a person who earns $50,000 a month, this is going to be a lesser percentage. So the burden is higher on the rich, higher on the poor as compared to rich. Then we have proportional tax. Let's have a look at what a proportional tax is and what kind of tax it is. Is it um, direct tax or is it indirect tax? Proportional taxes are basically those taxes the burden which burden the poor and rich equally. This kind of tax burdens both rich and poor equally. The rate of taxation remains equal as the income rises or falls. But here the rate of taxation is the same. No, amount is the same. Right? Amount is the same. We will calculate the percentage of disposable income, that would be different. But here the rate stays the same. Let's have a look at an example. Example is corporate tax. All the companies they have to pay suppose 30% of their profits as corporate tax, right? So if it's a small company, then they will pay 30% of whatever they are earning annually. If it's a big company, they will pay 30% of whatever they are earning annually, right? So this is called proportional tax. Now, what else do we have? Main types of taxes. There are different types of taxes. There are two broad categories. We can say that we have broad categories, which is direct and indirect. In this broader category, we have several other subtypes that would fall under direct and that would fall under indirect. Can they be classified clearly? Means each one of the direct categories will be direct only and they will never be indirect in any case? Yes. The indirect ones will never be direct in any case? Yes. Does the government impose only direct taxes or only indirect taxes? Depends on the policy. And we will see that in qualities of a good taxation systems and what is the impact of a taxation system that is run based on characteristics of a good taxation system. We will study that inshallah in the next class. Till then, watch this one and then we can move forward.